As many of you know, the federal government has passed a bill which is looking to help not only individuals across the country, but also small businesses in terms of those that have been impacted very, very well in terms of COVID-19. But how do those businesses gain access to that money? I'm pleased to be joined today right now by Cliff Robbins. He is a senior business advisor with the Massachusetts Small Business Development Center, who can hopefully answer some of these questions on how small businesses are not only dealing with being closed, but also ways for them to access some of that material. Cliff, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning. How are you?
We're all great. So first of all, Cliff, for those of you who don't know, the Mass Small Business Development Center has been around for a while. What is it in a nutshell, and how does it help businesses?
Well, it's been around since 1980, and what we do is give business advice to people who either A, want to start a business, or B, are already in business and want to make more of a success out of it. We've been around since 1980. We are funded, half of our funding comes from the SBA. The other half of our funding comes from the state. Every state has an SBDC, a Small Business Development Center in it. All 50 states have an SBDC. In each state, there is a lead institution, an educational institution, because the vast majority of us are retired professors or retired entrepreneurs ourselves. I'm both. I built a $22 million business. I went back to school and got a couple of more degrees, and then started teaching as a full-time visiting lecturer up at Bentley College in Woburn. And then, of course, I took this job. The state director looked me up and said, gee, you know, besides all the academic stuff, you've got a lot of experience doing this. Would you like to be an advisor to the small business community in southeastern Massachusetts? And I said, what do you mean experience? You mean scars? Yeah, I've got a lot of them. So she said, well, that's perfect too. So we'd like to have you. So, you know, I took the job kind of as a temporary thing until I can figure out what I want to do when I grow up. And that was over 18 years ago. So I must be doing what I want to do when I grow up. I've worked with about 3,500 clients up to now. And about 60% of them or more, right, a little more, were already in business. And I've worked with some clients pretty much for the whole 18 years that I've continued to help them grow their business. We give free business advice. That's what we give. And I say, again, I've said it hundreds of times, I work with the smartest business people. My other colleagues, Melinda, Jill, Nancy, Larry, covering all of southeastern Massachusetts alone, and even the people across the state, and I'm sure in every other state, these people really are sharp business people. They can help you, and it's free. There's no charge. We also help some people with export. We have an export division, and we even have a government sales division that can help people do business with the biggest spender of money, as you're viewing right now, which is the governments, especially the federal governments. We have somebody who can help you do business with the government. Very complex process, but you make a lot of money doing it.
Yeah. As of right now, though, the interest is not developing new businesses. It's really getting these businesses to survive, right?
Survival. We're in survival mode.
So what role will the MS BDC be playing in terms of connecting some of the businesses? And let's try to focus, in our region, southeastern Massachusetts, which, the office you're in. How are they going to be working with businesses to try to connect, to get some of that money, to get them at least survive through what will probably be the worst of COVID-19?
Absolutely. Good question. What we're doing now, we usually, one of our charters was to be out there in the world. I used to go to New Bedford every Tuesday. The mayor gives me a free office. Mayor Mitchell gave me a free office to come there on Tuesdays to counsel small business people. I used to go to Plymouth Chamber of Commerce. Others in our area used to venture out, set up office hours, and people would come see me. Of course, now we're isolated. We're all working out of our own home offices. And now it's calls and Zooms. That's how we're working with people who, and boy, they're finding us in droves. I mean, I'm talking to 6 new clients every day, 6 people reaching out. in a tough situation. We work with a small business community, and a lot of them are really micro businesses, and they're worried, and we're giving them hope. We're providing the advice. Again, we're advisors. We provide the advice at where they go to get some money so that they can survive, because the survival today is all about cash. It's about conserving cash, getting cash, and living till when this thing finally does lighten up, hopefully June or July. This is going to be a short while, and it isn't going to come back that fast anyway. But 100% of what we're doing right now is giving people the knowledge we've gained only in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and we've even got holes in our knowledge, and to guide people to go where to go first, where to go second, and what the rules are, the basic rules are to getting and using the money that's available. The government has stepped up big time, huge, and we give them the guidance they need.
It's interesting to note that you mentioned that you're getting calls, constantly now from businesses. You're getting new clients, even though you're just advising them. How overwhelming is it, even for someone like you, who you're getting these bombardments of calls, and you're trying to help everyone, and everyone is in such need in such a short period of time? Normally we see recessions and they ebb and flow. There'll be some industries that'll be impacted, others may not. And then maybe you can handle those inquiries a little better. But this has been sort of like all at once. What has that been like?
Horrible. I mean, horrible. Yeah. I sent an email to the state director this morning. I said, we just can't keep this pace. It's insane, because it's not just the fact that I've got calls scheduled every hour on the hour with new clients, 6 clients a day. I've got old clients that are contacting me because they already have my contact information. The new clients we send to our website, msbdc.org. They need to fill out an electronic request for counseling before we can talk to them. Then I have 2 administrative assistants that are calling them, setting them on my schedule, putting them on my schedule so that I will call them at a given time, every hour on the hour, every half hour on the half hour. But it's not just the influx of new clients that are coming looking for help. It's the existing clients we get. Like I said, I've got almost 3,500 clients in the last 18 years. And a ton of those people are contacting me. They already know how to contact me. And if I've worked with them in the last year and a half, they're still active clients. And we're just inundated. We can't handle it. At 5 o'clock this morning, I sent the state director a long diatribe, quite frankly. And I said, you got to get us some help. They're giving all this money away to the people, but we become the Herbie. I'd have to explain what Herbie is, but it's a bottleneck. All right. And it's a bottleneck, and we're the bottleneck, but we're bombed with people. I'm getting people calling out of the blue. I get emails. They can go to my website and send me an email. I need to send them to the website to register first because I can talk to them. Then they're coming back. They're calling my secretaries. I have 2 of them. I need them. I'm such a mess. And they're scheduling appointments for me. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. We got to get more people answering these people's questions, because you know what? If it's a decent sized company and they have a CPA or a chief financial officer, you can talk to that person in 15 minutes, really tell them all about the payroll, the Paycheck Protection Program. You can tell them about the EIDL program, the EBL program, very quickly, tell them what to do, where to go, and they get it. But a lot of small businesses, they're not that business savvy or sophisticated. That's not a knock against them. I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to, do somebody's fingernails. That's not what I do. But they don't know what we do. And it's hard to explain to them in just a half an hour, 45-minute call what they need to do. They're nervous. They're calling back all the time. So those calls are coming in. I mean, we are in a disaster. It's tough.
Yeah.
We need help to help these people. It's fine to funnel all this money, but like I say, we've become a bottleneck here that I just can't get to enough people fast enough. We need more people, and state directors trying to get some people hired temporarily. So, good business people, because we all know good business people. I know many, many quality SCORE people, Service Corps retired executives. They're trying to help. It's tough. It's really tough right now.
Yeah, I know. And it's one of those things where as someone who wants to see businesses succeed, you want them to go through, and we'll promote the fact that they should go to msbdc.org
Yes.
and start the process there,
Yeah.
and then hopefully talk to someone. But you also, as a business advisor, also don't want businesses to just go at it, as you said, without knowing what they need to do. So there's
Yeah,
sort of that
right.
balance that's really difficult, isn't it?
No, it's really hard. And there are certain steps that, they need to take, and they need to know where to go. I mean, sometimes certain plans, the PPP, you got to go to your local bank. It's got to be a 7A approved SBA lender. When it comes to the EIDL, the Economic Impact Disaster Loan, that you've got to do directly online through the SBA. The EBL program, that's a bridge loan program, that's done with your bank. Quite frankly, I've been talking about the PPP program for, over 2 weeks, knowing it doesn't kick off till this Friday, but I got information and we got to be trained on it right away. So the program starts Friday, and most people, most bankers, people are calling their banks trying to make appointments for Friday or the next Friday, depending upon the organizational structure. And the banks don't even know about it yet, or they're not up to speed on it. So it's really a tough situation out there.
Yeah, and it's something that I think as much as small businesses are looking to survive, there also
Yeah.
needs to be maybe a little bit of patience on everyone's part, and it's very difficult in this time.
When you're scared, when you're nervous, and it's heartbreaking for the employees too. I mean, quite frankly, that's the beauty of the PPP payroll, the Paycheck Protection Plan, is that you're going to be able to continue to pay them by getting 250% of 1 month's average, but there's a lot of detail there.
Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you for joining us, Cliff, and let those businesses know that there is help available.
There is.
There needs to be some patience with people. Yeah. The bill was just approved and signed last week. It seems like it's been like 4 months, but things will start flowing. People need to be patient, but there is help out there.
Yes,
and if you're interested, please visit the Mass Small Business Development Center's website at msbdc.org. Start the process there. Then you'll be connecting with someone like Cliff, and then you can start the process, and we'll hopefully all get through this very, very soon. Cliff, I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll talk again soon.
Thank you. I hope so too. Thank you for this airing, and good luck. Stay safe.